A few weeks ago, I went to Iceland for a long weekend. It was such a fun experience. Iceland is somewhere I've wanted to go my entire life, and it was so incredible. And I figured, why not make a video sharing some of my favorite travel photography from this time? My first day in Iceland started very early because my flight left at 7 in the morning or something crazy like that. By the time I got there and got to my hostel and dropped my stuff off, I just started walking around trying to take photos of the beautiful ocean and mountain landscape that was literally right outside our door. It was incredibly windy when I was doing this. I have literally never experienced winds like I have in Reykjavik. It was insane. I felt like when I was standing by the water taking photos that I might actually blow in and fall into the water. Like, it was crazy. And I had to keep everything in my pockets, in my backpack at all times, because I was legitimately worried if I put my camera on a tripod this first day that it would blow away and I would never see it again. After spending some more time exploring and walking around, I ended up heading back to the hostel because it was just too cold to continue spending any more time outside that night. Even though I'm from Canada, which can also get very cold, we don't usually have this intense of wind with this intense of rain and then really intense snow all at once. I've experienced all those weathers separately, but all of them at once was just a little bit much. And especially coming from Vancouver, which is, quite a bit more mild than any of that weather, I was not really feeling the experience of going around and walking outside. For my second day, thankfully the weather was a lot nicer. It was much calmer winds and there was actual sunshine, which was a huge improvement. So I went back to the ocean side and took some more photos just to try and get some different lighting and have a bit more of an enjoyable experience taking the photos. Afterwards, I went on a lava tunnel hike, which is probably the coolest thing I have ever done. I say hike, it was more like a walk, and it was just through a tunnel that formerly had lava in it. It was formed by lava. There was obviously no lava in it when we were in the tunnel, but I've never gotten the chance to do anything like that. So to me, that was absolutely incredible. There was one moment when we all turned our lights off and everyone turned off their cameras and phones, and we just stayed in complete darkness for like 30 seconds. I have never been in darkness that extreme before. It was just a very cool experience. Okay, so I've been in Iceland now for a full 24 hours. Yesterday was so windy, I felt like I was going to be blown into the ocean when I was down here taking photos. I was at like a lighthouse. You can't see it in this frame. I don't even know if I'm in focus in this. But today it's been less rainy and windy and way more snowy, which is a little bit more like what I was expecting and hoping the weather would be. Still cold. That's for sure, but I'm hoping that because it's been a lot clearer tonight, I'll actually be able to see the northern lights, so fingers crossed. Reykjavik overall is absolutely stunning, but the main reason I think a lot of people go to Iceland is, of course, to see not only the beautiful landscapes, but to see the northern lights. And I didn't really know just how hard it can be to see the northern lights. I kind of just assumed it was like a nightly occurrence, and if I just went out at night to take photos, I would definitely see them. That was not the case. You usually need clear skies and no rain, and you need it to be night. And I didn't get all three of those things at once, really at any point when I was there. Plus, I was also staying in the city, so there's a little more light pollution that I think might have also had an effect on that. I don't really know. But unfortunately, I did not get to see the northern lights while I was staying in Iceland. I definitely plan to come back for a longer period of time and maybe rent a car and get to explore more of the island. So maybe at that point I'll get to see the northern lights, or I'll just have to take a road trip farther north whenever I get back home. My final day in Reykjavik, I took a bus out to the Sky Lagoon, which is one of the beautiful hot springs that is available for people to go to in Iceland. Going out there was, again, a bit of a journey because this was another extremely windy day. I was running for the bus at one point and felt like I was moving in slow motion. That is how windy it is. I cannot state enough how insane the weather was while I was there. Once I got to the lagoon, it was just a very relaxing and enjoyable experience, even though it was a little bit strange because the part of you that's not in the water was freezing cold from the hail almost and the crazy winds. But it was still really relaxing and enjoyable. And I did end up taking my phone out at one point to take some videos and photos because I also didn't have my glasses on. I couldn't really see, so my phone helped me not only get some cool pictures, but also see what the hell was going on around me. So overall, I really enjoyed my time in Iceland. It is a beautiful country. I feel like it is really similar to Canada in a lot of ways where it has these gorgeous mountains and then it also has the ocean, but it had everything in one place, which I haven't really seen like this before. It was a lot of fun to get to practice my landscape photography, but I also got to practice a little bit of architecture and like interior photography too. So that was a nice challenge and it gave me some interesting pieces to help spice up my portfolio a little bit. If anyone out there is thinking of going to Iceland, I cannot recommend it enough. I would just say maybe bring like 4 or 5 coats because you are definitely going to need them.